Good Friday, everybody. How are you today? The 15th of January, year 2010. Sit down, grab a stool, place your order, having cold ones with Marc and Matty Ice radio program. Broadcasting to you live from Studio B57 in lovely, beautiful Southington, Connecticut. Got a great show for you today. I'd like to thank the listeners for this most exciting program on YouTube. We believe a lot of comments, a lot of negative comments. It's okay. I can't do it alone. No. So joining me is a man who earlier today, in the Cold Ones with Marc and Matty Ice locker room, placed 4 Glocks in my locker room and left a note saying pick one. Matty Ice. Matty, how are you today?
I'm good. How do you think the fans are? You think they're happy that I'm back?
I don't know. Fans, for those of you who don't know, missed the show last week. A lot of negative comments about Matty Ice.
A lot of Boise State fans out there.
Matty, of course, me and Matty discussed the Boise State BCS playoff situation. Matty Ice saying that there shouldn't be a playoff. Me saying
that's not what I said. I didn't say it should be a playoff.
You were against Boise State getting a shot.
Okay, they don't. In the current system, I reiterate. I digress. No shot for Boise State current system. Playoff system +1. Go ahead. Now, I don't think so.
A lot of the fans were upset, calling him various names, explicit names.
Yeah.
One fan told him to, quote, go die in a fire.
And I'm happy to say I survived. And keeping with the college theme, let's get into it this week. Big news out of Knoxville, out of Southern California. Lane Kiffin, video game Lane Kiffin, is making the move from...
In the words of Lil Wayne, smoke weed, talk shit like Lane Kiffin.
Making the move from Knoxville to Southern California, LA, USC, after Pete Carroll accepts the job for the Seattle Seahawks. A lot of backlash this week. A lot of people do not enjoy the fact that Lane Kiffin came into the Tennessee program, said this and that about singing Rocky Top, beating Florida, and then, see you later, guys. What do you think, Mark?
Now, I have a problem with this. This is what is wrong with college football. You know, before we had Nick Saban leaving in the middle of the night to coach Alabama from Miami, leaving LSU to go to Miami, then he left Miami to go to Alabama.
So what's the problem? He won a national championship.
Tennessee's athletic director rolled the dice on Lane Kiffin. Lane had no coaching experience in college, gave him a great job in a powerhouse conference. Rolled the dice on Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin comes back and he sticks this program. This is going to stick Tennessee back years. They're not going to be able to recover from this. He leaves in the middle of the night after 1 year, goes to USC. He leaves a couple weeks before National Signing Day. What's Tennessee going to do? They don't have a coach right now. They're talking about maybe signing the Louisiana Tech coach, but that doesn't matter. They wanted to come. The recruits wanted to come and play for Tennessee, for Lane Kiffin, a guy in the news. Lil Wayne's talking about this guy. He's got street cred. 2 weeks before National Signing Day, the guy leaves in the middle of the night, and not only that, he has his star recruiter, Ed Orgeron from USC, calling the recruits who are going to sign at Tennessee to come sign USC.
Well, I don't... well, if I'm going to get backlash, we're going to get backlash. Might as well go the whole night with it. I don't mind it. Think about your own life.
This guy's cold-blooded.
If you're in a job situation and a better job comes along, no, I don't want to take it. I don't want more money. I don't want better.
I understand when you drive the Honda, you want to drive the Mercedes.
Yeah, what do you think I RAV for? To push a RAV4?
You know, and I understand that, but when you're hurting, you know, these recruits, Lane Kiffin's a great recruiter. He went out and he recruited these kids, and he's like, come to Tennessee, come play here. They signed a letter of intent to play at Tennessee. Then he leaves in the middle of the night. We're not talking about professionals where they go.
But it's okay for Pete Carroll to do it? For the USC recruits?
It's different with Pete Carroll because that he established a program there.
And Lane Kiffin was an assistant there. He was an assistant Pete Carroll.
I'm not talking about Lane Kiffin at USC. We're talking about Lane Kiffin trying to build back a program at Tennessee. This sets them back years.
He's not a Tennessee guy. He took the job because coming off the Raiders debacle, he takes the job. It's a lucrative job. Tennessee's got a lot of history. Peyton Manning.
There's a reason why there needed to be a police escort escorting Lane Kiffin out of town.
SEC fans crazy.
If he comes back into Tennessee, he's going to get fought. Yeah. And that's not a lie. They take their football very seriously.
Absolutely.
Remember, Nukees Richardson, a couple of guys robbed a teenager. I think maybe he was 20 years old. They robbed him. They interviewed the kid after. He didn't care. He wanted them to play. He said, "This is football in Tennessee. I don't care. Let them play."
Yeah.
They take this very seriously. Lane Kiffin, he leaves in the middle of the night. Professionally, do I blame him? Is USC a better job?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. It's
Yes,
easier
it is.
conference. He's got more. He'll have a
But-
better chance for success there.
Personally, I think he screwed Tennessee and the athletic director. The athletic director will lose his job in a year or two because of this. He rolled the dice on Lane Kiffin. It didn't work out. Now you got to settle for a Louisiana Tech coach.
It's still
in
Southern
the
coach.
SEC.
Here's the thing, Tennessee will always be good. They'll have a couple bad seasons.
They're not gonna be good for a while.
They'll always be good. Tennessee is a big SEC
What do you define
program.
as good?
Okay, a lot of people.
What do you define as good? What's good?
I think Lane Kiffin taking them to 7-6 in his first year is pretty successful in a tough SEC
He
conference.
did a good. No one's questioning his work ethic.
And I don't see why with a lot of the same players. I mean, some recruits have decommitted, yes, but they're always gonna be right there. A couple seasons they're gonna be bad. USC didn't exactly light the world on fire this year.
I'm not questioning Lane Kiffin's work ethic. USC didn't light the world on fire because they lost Brian Cushing, Ray Maluga.
They had other good players.
They lost a lot of talent. They lost Mark Sanchez. Here's the thing:
You can't go undefeated
if you're
every
at
season.
Tennessee, Lane Kiffin's a great recruiter. Nobody's saying he isn't. This SEC conference, they're all in the same area, all recruiting the same kids. If you're a kid, you're a stud 5-tool prospect. Are you going to go play for, Louisiana Tech coaching at Tennessee, or are you going to go play for Irv? Or are you going to go play for the old ball coach? It's a recruiting league. You're going to recruit.
I mean, where were you before Lane Kiffin? I mean, Tennessee wasn't exactly getting near national titles then.
Yeah, they were. They won a national title.
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
But they had that same coach who was respected in the South.
And then
it's all about respect. They respect Irv. They respect Saban. They respect the old ball coach. They don't respect this guy.
Lane Kiffin? No, they don't respect Lane Kiffin.
It goes back to my point. This guy from Louisiana Tech who's coming in, he's going to have to. It's going to take him 2 or 3 years to prove himself. I mean, this is why it sets them back 2 or 3 years.
I understand that, but Lane Kiffin, he went 7-6 this year. He's saying he was going to be undefeated next year if he stays. He's still going to have work to do. Everybody's going to have work to do.
I'm saying he works hard enough to build that program up. Now you 2 weeks before national signing day,
I understand what you're saying.
You're bringing in Derek Dooley from Louisiana Tech to come in, and if you're a recruit, let's say Matt Gelka is a recruit. A 5-tool recruit from Knoxville.
Not so far from the truth.
Or from Georgia, whatever. And you had 2 weeks ago, you had Lane Kiffin knocking on your door. You had the old ball coach, Steve Spurrier, and you have Saban, all offering you full rides. You like Tennessee because Tennessee did a great job of recruiting. They sent you one of those hostesses, allegedly. They sent you one of the hostesses, allegedly. Lane Kiffin came knocking on your door. He came with his beautiful wife. And all of a sudden, Lane Kiffin's out the door, and you got Derek Dooley from Louisiana Tech coming in. Who you signing for?
I mean,
who you signing for right now?
Right now, if I like Tennessee, I mean, it's okay.
You're signing regardless?
You make a good point. Not all the recruits are decommitting. It's not all about Lane Kiffin.
It is all about Lane
Dooley might be a good recruiter. You don't know. You don't know anything about Louisiana Tech, neither do I.
It's going to take him 3 years to be known as a good recruiter.
Okay, give him a chance. That's what new coaches do. Lane Kiffin. What if Lane Kiffin goes and tanks at USC?
You have no problem with Lane Kiffin.
No,
I don't. He's the guy who has had 3 jobs in 3 years.
Okay, and look at each of those jobs. He came into Oakland basically after who? After Gruden? After a couple coaches? After Callahan, like he got into a bad situation in Oakland. He got into a bad situation in Tennessee. He's not a Tennessee guy. He has no history there.
Why did he go
history
there?
in USC? Because he's a young guy. He needs to pad the resume.
And going for his dream job doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it right.
I think he's a coaching prodigy. He's a 34-year-old kid basically, and he's the head coach at USC. You can't pass that job up. You can't.
He brings with him. He can recruit. He has a great coaching staff. His father's a defensive mastermind.
Monty Kiffin's going with him.
That helps him. I'm saying I'm not questioning his ability as a coach.
Yeah.
I'm questioning his ethics and what he did to Tennessee.
Yeah. Chivalry is dead, Mark. Chivalry is over, and so is this segment. You're listening to Cold Ones with Marc and Matty Ice.